At some point in your life, if you truly want to reach success and fulfillment that is often tied to wealth as well, then you have to have a mind shift. And the mind shift has to be how you understand money, what you understand about money, and these top 3 things that we're going to talk about. Hey guys, today we're talking about the psychology of money, or more so on wealth, and the mindset shifts that you have to have for success. Mm-hmm. So there are multiple things, obviously, that you have to get over, and a lot of people are always, they have an excuse for why they can't step into the life that they truly want, mm-hmm. or the reason they don't really go after the things that they want. And really, it's often fear-based, but they put this excuse in there, and they say, well, the first one, the top one, and what we did was we pulled the top 3, mm-hmm. and this is what they were. The first one is money is the root of all evil. Mm-hmm. Money is the root of all evil. Well, first of all, for those of you who know, that comes from a scripture, mm-hmm. and it's not even the right context of the scripture. The scripture says, for the love of money mm-hmm. is the root of all evil. Not money is the root of all evil. Money is just a piece of paper with ink on it. Mm-hmm. It's not evil in itself.
Right.
It's the love of money because it takes away your focus from God mm-hmm. onto money and onto material things.
Right.
So that's not even a truth. It's a falsity. But mm-hmm. oftentimes, I've heard that many times. You ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people use that.
Yeah.
Well, money is the love. Money is the root of all evil. Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's not. It's not. So the whole context is it amplifies who you are, right? Mm-hmm. The love of money is what amplifies who you are. Look, money is just a tool, right? What do we do with money?
You spend it. Save it.
You spend it.
Yeah, people spend it. You save it.
That's good. You spend.
What? What is this?
You're like, you spend it.
Well, I'm thinking of most people. That's what the American way is. You spend it.
Yeah, the American way is you spend it. That's true. But it's still it's a tool, and it's something that we have to have mm-hmm. to survive in our culture.
Yeah, I was like,
takes
way
money.
Off the answer. Yes.
I mean, spending it's the most fun for
I
sure.
know. It is.
So from your perspective, is you spend it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the scripture is 1 Timothy 6:10. If anybody wants to look it up, they can see the true context of the scripture. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Mm-hmm. So, all I'd say, number 1, money in itself is not evil. Mm-hmm. Number 2, go ahead. What's number 2?
Rich people are greedy or unethical.
It's good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was just thinking, I feel like that's people that are envious say those kind of things. I don't know. I just feel like, to me, I don't know. It's a weird
Here's
thing.
what's interesting. I've only heard people who don't have the money they wish they had say the types of things like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's what
So the people I know who have wealth, and I know quite a bit of, I know a lot of wealthy people. Mm-hmm. They are some of the nicest people, most kind, generous people I've ever met. Mm-hmm. So where would this come from? A scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Is
absolutely.
What it is. Mm-hmm. So it's people who are, more trying to find an excuse oftentimes. And, I've been here. I mean, we're blessed in our finances now, but we didn't start that way. It was hard. So sometimes you have envy of people who have more, people who have been more successful. Well, they paid a different price and they did a different thing. And it didn't just, it wasn't always just handed to them. Mm-hmm. Some people, it may have just been handed to them, but that's not always the case. Right. Whatever we have, we worked for.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You don't know what people have been through to get to where they're at.
You only see the end result.
Right.
And then you want or you envy what they have.
Right.
And so what happens is you come up with this, it's a scarcity mindset again, this thought, well, rich people are greedy or unethical. I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm just going to stay the way I am. I don't want to accumulate wealth or be rich or anything else.
Right.
That's where it comes from. So you give this excuse, and I've talked to many people like this. I've heard this back and forth multiple times. So we polled to see what the top 3 were. These were the top 3, but I've heard them all many times as well. And it's always tied to a scarcity mindset. Here's the last one, which is funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. Well, I have to work harder to make more money. Well, duh.
Yeah.
It's
not just going to happen.
Yeah. Why would you have an expectation that you're going to have more by doing less?
Right. Yeah.
So we were talking about this, and you know, there's different mindsets around this, and so here's the mindset. If you dug holes for a living, how many holes can you dig in an 8-hour shift? Okay, you can only dig a certain amount of holes. Great. Well, you say, well, I have to work harder. Well, that type of mindset means, okay, so if you did work harder, that means you dig, I don't know, maybe 4 extra holes a day before you're out of time. Well, how far can you go with that?
Right.
You can't. You can only dig so many holes. So yes, you have to work harder, but you have to have a growth mindset. And a growth mindset would be okay, if you're going to stay in that job of digging holes, instead of digging holes by hand every day, but you're limited to how many you can dig, so you're limiting how much you can make and what wealth you can build and what kind of growth you can have. How about you then learn to operate a machine or an excavator or something like that, which now you can dig far more holes, 3, 4, 5, 10 times the holes per day, have a much higher pay towards building wealth. And that comes from having more skill set because now you've made yourself more valuable, which is working smarter, not harder. So look, I'm totally an advocate for hard work. I mean, you have to work if you want to reach success and fulfillment and look back and leave a legacy for your family or whatever else. And by the way, anybody can do this. It's just who's willing to pay the price. Anybody can build wealth and success. You know, so if anybody knows my story knows I'm a high school dropout. I had nothing. We had nothing. And there was no money. There was no silver spoon. There was no education. There was nothing that I came from that gave me this great head start on intellect or knowledge or anything like that. So I know it 100% unequivocally to be true that if I can do that through hard work and just, you know, drive and staying consistent in what you do and not blowing your money, which, hey, there's other videos which talks about the ways that you spend your money today or what are stealing your future. You should check those out. If this is part of something that's interesting to you and you're looking to build wealth, check out those other videos because they really play well together and would help give you a better picture. But the point is, if I can do that, anybody can. Anybody can, if they're willing to pay the price. So, in a nutshell, the conversation really is, hey, look, these excuses, which are the top 3 that swarm around that everybody asks, which or everybody uses as an excuse, is money's the root of all evil, rich people are greedy or unethical, so I don't want to be like that. And, you know, I have to work harder to make more money, so I don't want to take the time away from my family or pay the price or whatever else. You know what, I'd say this. All that's true to a certain extent. But the reality is, all those things really are just an excuse for why you kind of cover your own guilt for why you really haven't gone after the things in life that you want. So truth is, look, if you're that person, you're on the fence right now, especially with the new year, you know, we're starting a new year and people start building their goals and aspirations and things. It's never too late. It's never too late to dive in and really do something big, something new and adventurous in your life that creates growth. But first you have to get over the scarcity mindset and have a mindset of abundance. You know, our God is a God of abundance. So he gives us the same abilities to create abundance in our lives through what he supplied for us. I always say, T.D. Jakes says it like this, and he does this whole conversation with Stephen Furtick that I love. And he says, God made trees, but he doesn't make furniture. I love it. And it really is what he's saying is, God already gave you all the trees, so all the opportunities, the trees are opportunities, and they're all around you all the time. But it's your job to go cut down a tree, get your chisel out, your tools, whatever else, your tools, and go create furniture. And that's what it's really about.
He gave you what you need.
He gave you what you need. So we all have the capacity to do. Now, there are some things, obviously, you know, if you have certain handicaps or limitations, there may be physical limitations. But if you have a brain, then you've got the most powerful tool that God's given anybody, but basically to mankind. We're the only species who have the intrinsic nature to understand what we are, who we are, whose we are, you know, and have those feelings. Otherwise, it's just animal instinct. So it's pretty incredible. So this year, you know, You can do this no matter, even if it were, in the middle of the year or whatever else, anytime, it doesn't matter, but it's never too late to start and dive in. You absolutely can make big changes in your life. You unequivocally can do great things, but you have to know who you are, know whose you are, and you have to get to it. Have faith in yourself, faith in God. I think our faith in God is a big part of our foundation, which helps us understand prosperity and push deeper into it. It's not too late. So get out there and do something fantastic this year, because God didn't make furniture, but He did make trees. We'll see you next time.